All right, everybody. Today, as you can see, we're whipping out the Xperia 1 Mark III, coming at you all with some more COD Mobile gameplay. Today, we're going to be hitting up some multiplayer matches with two weapons that are very, very similar, and those are going to be the RPD and PKM. Now, the PKM is the newest LMG that released this season of COD Mobile, and as soon as it came out, everybody, including myself, were basically saying this is a better version of the RPD. So I figured, you know what, today we're going to go ahead and have a fun little time swapping between the two weapons, use the RPD, and compare how it feels against the PKM, and then decide, in my opinion, what I think is going to be the better weapon. I've done videos like this in the past where I don't necessarily compare the stats of the weapons, but more compare how they felt in game and how useful they actually were in a practical scenario of ranked. And that's what we're going to be doing here today. At the end, we're going to go ahead and declare which one I think is the better weapon. And what's pretty cool is both of these weapons have pretty much identical builds on them. The only difference is going to be on the barrel, and the only difference is really just the name of the barrel. It's basically the same thing with the same attributes to it, but those aren't necessarily the best builds. They're just what we're going to be using here today to compare between the two guns, and I'm curious to see what's going to be better. I'm also extremely curious to see how the PKM is going to be on a phone, because I know the gun has a lot of recoil and is pretty difficult to control, so that might actually like be a factor when I decide what gun is better, because the RPD might be a little bit easier to use, which again could be a factor. But with all that being said, I'm going to start queuing up for some ranked matches. Before I do that, though, let me quickly tell you a little bit about the Xperia, since they are a sponsor on today's video. As you guys know, today we're hopping into some gameplay on the Xperia, and we're playing on the Xperia 1 Mark III. Now, some of the features that I talk about all the time on this come in handy, and I use them every single time I make a gameplay, including the in-game recording software. You can see that right now on screen, I am recording this entire video from the phone itself. I don't have any wires connected to it because I'm recording internally, and then I have my earbuds connected via the Bluetooth. So everything is like portable. I could literally record this video, I don't know, outside if I wanted to actually touch grass. So that's definitely one of the big pluses, but you guys already know the game enhancer is what really makes this device shine. And whenever I'm playing, you can already see it's enabled. The competitive set is what I use, which is going to be under the focus settings. You have the ability to turn off and activate all these different things depending on how you want to play the game. And it's just super helpful to like turn off all notifications, lock the navigation bar, and all that good stuff, adaptive brightness, to really help like play your game without any disturbances. Now, on top of that, a feature that I was actually using way earlier today, you guys are going to hear during the gameplay, I talk about the fact that I was playing a game called Hyperfront just for fun on the device, is the HS power control. And when I was playing the game, I had my power cable actually plugged into the device. And the reason I had it enabled was because when you have HS power control enabled and you're charging, instead of what typically happens and the power charges the battery and then the battery powers the phone, the power from the outlet goes straight into powering the phone. So the battery basically isn't even a factor anymore, and it just goes straight to powering the device. That way it helps out with overheating, and your phone just stays really cool when you're playing. And then of course, the biggest #1 thing that I think is useful for COD Mobile when you're playing on the Xperia is the fact that this device does have 120 real hertz refresh rate, as well as a simulated 240 refresh rate, which just makes the game feel super smooth. These are the personal settings that I use whenever I'm playing the game, and again, because it can run COD Mobile at 120 FPS, it just feels way too good for a mobile game. Those are just some of the more useful features that I do use on the device. I talk about a lot of them whenever we do play on the Xperia, so if any of this sounds interesting to you guys, we do have a link in the description below for you to learn more about the Xperia. And if any of this interests you, you can also look into purchasing the device with that link down below. So thank you all so much for listening. I'm gonna go ahead and start queuing up into my first ranked match now, and I'll see you all in just a second. Okay, we just found game #1, and we are gonna be heading over to Nuketown, Russia for a hardpoint. So this is probably one of the better maps, I would say, for using an LMG on, just because of the fact that we can like sit here and wallbang everything. Also worth noting, I had not warmed up prior to this matchup, so I'm coming out here raw. I will say immediately the difference between the two guns is the weapon swap time. Like that one's super noticeable, and overall it just feels like the RPD has a little bit more mobility to it. There we go, finally on the board there with our first kill. I'm gonna hang out here by the vehicle with my teammate. Enemies are not peeking anywhere. All right, I'm getting aggressive. Oh, I'm actually so lucky I'm alive right now. Holy. Pop this UAV. I'm hearing footsteps in here as well. Oh, there's so many more players here. I'm gonna follow up this Shock RC though. Hopefully it gets a stun. Wait, what's that Shock RC doing? Another immediate, like, super noticeable difference between the two weapons is how easy the RPD is to actually use. Like, I don't really have to do much on the recoil control side of things. And this isn't, like, supposed to be a super accurate build either. There goes that player. I have 22 shots. Okay, big kill to get. Nice, and we got ourselves a swarm. I really need to reload. See if this swarm gets us an advanced UAV. I'm just going to chill here for a minute. Okay. Our swarm's popping off. We got ourselves an advanced UAV as well. Oh, enemies are still spawning down here? I stand by what I said. The RPD is definitely the better spray and pray weapon. Nice. There we go. Another swarm advanced UAV. Oh, God. Come on. I got caught right there calling everything in front of a player. I got so scared I was about to die. We're popping off right now. Got another one over here. Okay. We're streaking up so heavy. I'm still playing this UAV. Oh, my God. Dude. I'm hanging in here. Give me that gun, I don't care. Oh, an enemy just spawned up here. There it is, dude. Oh my gosh. On the phone as well. And we're still staying alive. Go ahead and pop that. Dog. Okay, let me call in the nuke. Wow. Was not expecting a nasty gameplay like this to be coming out of us. First game on. Especially on a phone, dude. I don't know what happened. We just turned up. I've been playing a good bit of Hyperfront today on the Xperia, just in my free time. And I guess that little bit of practicing really warmed us up here for COD today. Going on this huge spree at the moment. Still streaking out. Oh, I ran out of ammo, though. I mean, I guess that's fine with me because we're still popping off, having ourselves a wonderful matchup. And we do have the rotations here for the next objective. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a match leaning in the favor of the RPD because this is going to be a tough performance to beat. As I had mentioned before, I just feel like this gun is a lot easier to control than the PKM, and it really showed with just like how easily I was able to beat players. Gonna have some players pushing forward. Just gonna hold my position with the kinetic armor, take out a couple of players before finally getting down there myself, but we did get a UAV, and our team has pretty good control at the moment. Drop shot and keep spraying. Take that double kill. Just gonna keep spraying. Literally suppress firing with the LMG. Come on, yes, that's why I was doing that. I was like, the game's gonna end before I run out of ammo, so I'm just gonna hold down the trigger. And with that, closing out game number 1 with the surprising nuke, the RPD on the phone. I'm mind-blowing because usually once I get this far in the ranks, I don't nuke as often. So that one was a good match. We ended up putting up 46 kills that round. I feel like overall, this entire lobby actually slayed out pretty heavily. Like my team in general had a lot of kills. All right, this is gonna have to be a big performance to kind of get my mind off of the RPD right now. Game number 2, we got ourselves a domination with the PKM on Crash. As far as recoil, not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but definitely not as easy to use as the RPD. Here we go, getting our first kill of the game. We're on the board. Enemies are taking over B. Okay, we'll spray that player off, and I'm looking for more. Okay. Well, as I had thought, this gun does feel like it melts a lot quicker. That is just because it is a little bit more difficult to use. Oh, that was kind of a dumb challenge. They're going to probably take B here. Doing what I can to try to keep them off. Okay. We're still hanging in there barely. Oh, come on. Nice. I will say another big thing about the PKM on top of its time to kill is the fact that it does have better wall penetration than the RPD by default. Okay. Big kill to get. I feel like enemies are just like eyeballing me right over here. Yeah, because they are. Hearing a lot of footsteps. I don't know if that's just enemies hanging out over here or what. Swarm. I think there's a player coming up. Okay, advanced UAV. Go ahead and put that into the sky. That's going to be helpful. Can finally see what enemies have been up to here. Oh, I'm so lucky I got that headshot. Nice, and the pre-fire. Oh, enemies are pushing B hard now. I only have 20 shots. I gotta hit this reload. Figured that player was gonna be pushing in as well. Okay. Pop the kinetic armor because enemies are near. Oh, I'm getting shredded. No. Hey, we're doing a great job at holding enemies back here. I just wish my team would actually hop the B flag. I'm gonna make an attempt to do it myself. Come on. There it is. That's the cap. Oh, okay. Nice little long range kill there with the PKM as well. Now you guys know initially my biggest concern was going to be like how we can actually control the recoil on this thing, but it doesn't feel too bad. And I think that might partially be because of the fact that the recoil pattern is slightly different when it comes to tablet versus phone. So it's not as bad as it was on my tablet. I'm gonna have to get enemies off of this though. Nice, there's the wall bang. Go ahead and try to grab a little bit of time here on B. I'm dead to the right. I'd love to get a little bit of teammate support here on the objective because so far I've been the only one. But that player is so weak. Keep spraying. Take the double. I got a UAV. I got more. Okay, for whatever reason, our team's capping A instead of B. This thing definitely shreds. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it does. Okay, can we grab B maybe? I'm doing everything in my power to try to do it, man. I gotta pop this swarm up. There's no shot we're losing this game right now, right? Okay, now we have B, but either need to hold this for the entirety of the game or get a little bit of a triple cap. I don't know if these guys know I'm here. I'm gonna push for A. Screw it. Ah! Yo, low key, I think if we hold the double cap for the rest of the game, we win by 1 point. And we do have a Goliath up finally. Hold up. Yeah, let's get into position, boys. This could be the clutch of the century. We got a player just chilling here. Nice. We did it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm feeling good now that we ended up actually winning that. I was feeling kind of bad. I'm like, dang, man, we've been slaying out the entire game and we don't have B. Now, I know my performance in this game was actually nowhere near as good or impressive as the RPD matchup, but that's because the enemies were significantly better. So believe it or not, after that matchup, I want to say the PKM is better than the RPD. Again, despite like us not doing nearly as well, it just felt significantly better in every gunfight. And there were a lot of times where I did 3-shot enemies, and that's one of the PKM's strong suits over the RPD is the fact that it does have higher damage and it does have the capability of hitting 3-tap kills. And we actually did end up getting 46 kills that round. So you can see we slayed out significantly, like way better than anybody else in the lobby. And that's what I was saying. This lobby was much better too. So that was definitely a really good matchup. And yeah, after that, I'm going to have to give it to the PKM. Between the two guns, they had basically the same build. I'm going to have to give it to the PKM, and that's probably what a lot of people are going to say as well. Like I said, it's mostly because up close, I did have the capability of 3-shotting, and even at the longer ranges, it didn't feel like the recoil was like too entirely more difficult to control than the RPD. Definitely let me know in the comment section below what you guys think between the two weapons is the better one. I'm going to give it to the PKM just based off of feel, and I'd imagine statistically it's also technically the better gun because it does have the 3-shot capability, which definitely felt like it came into play more often than it didn't. So that's my opinion. Thank you all so much for tuning in here to today's video. Again, I'd love to hear what you all think in the comment section down below, but that will do it here for myself, and I'll catch you all in the next one.